The camera pans over a small village in a tropical setting. People are working in fields, children are playing, doctors tend to their patients, handing out malaria vaccines to young children and those at risk. Suddenly, a distressed man collapses coughing violently. Doctors and kind netizens rush over to help him up off the ground and into the makeshift tent. Cut to a group of local doctors tending to the man, with confusion and concern on their faces. The symptoms being shown are like nothing they've ever seen, and the patient is not responding to the drugs and medication. Their only hope is to send a sample to a university lab. A group of scientists led by Dr. Leela Armstrong analyzed samples from the village. They discussed their unusual findings.
Ugh, hours of lab analysis and I still can't detect what it is. What is it that we're dealing with?
I don't know.
Dr. Armstrong and Dr. Khan walk in.
Any problems? What's with the face?
Dr. Armstrong and Dr. Khan reads the patient's record.
These symptoms, it's not just flu-like. We need to investigate further.
Her colleague, Dr. Omar Khan, takes the patient's record from Dr. Armstrong.
Understood. I'll request further backup just in case.
The team gathers more data and confirms that the virus is zoonotic. Dr. Jones prepares a report to present to the local and national health authorities.
Do you think the virus will continue to spread or remain in the local region?
With the data that we have collected, this thing spreads like wildfire. We have to notify the World Health Organization immediately.
How do we do that?
We need to send our reports on the virus and our predictions for it to government officials so that they can get into immediate contact with the WHO.
Cut to Dr. Armstrong hitting send on an email titled, "Urgent, new zoonotic virus discovered." Media outlets pick up the story, leading to a frenzy of courage. Reporters discuss the implications and public health risks. Anchormen report in front of the university.
Breaking news from the Democratic Republic of Congo. A new zoonotic virus has been identified in a remote village. Right now, I'm in front of the University de Kinshasa, where the virus was first identified by a group of research academics. Do you think the virus is as dangerous as claimed?
Dr. Armstrong walks out right behind the anchorwoman.
Dr. Armstrong, could you please give us the details of this virus you claim to be life-threatening? Is this virus as dangerous as you claim, or are you just overreacting? Could this lead to a potential global lockdown?
This virus is a new variant of the highly contagious Lassa virus family, which results in uncontrolled bleeding or, for your information, viral hemorrhagic fever. The official reported mortality rate of Lassa viruses is 1%. However, with this new variant, the rate is estimated to increase by 52%. With this information, I am certainly not overreacting. I also believe that I am proceeding with this case in a calm manner. Don't you agree? Oh, and excuse me, for your last question. Yes, I believe there is a possibility for a global lockdown. Originally, this virus is highly infectious and with a higher mortality rate for this new variant. The best action we could proceed with now is to call for a global lockdown. If you may excuse me, I have to return to the press conference. Thank you for your inquiries.
Dr. Armstrong returns to the conference room, ignoring swarms of entitled reporters. Cut to a clip of Dr. Armstrong speaking at a press conference calling for immediate action.
Are you alright, Isa? You don't look well.
Yeah, I'm fine. This is my first time being in a press conference room, so I feel a little nervous. I just hope that one day I'll become a renowned researcher like Dr. Armstrong. Although I don't think I'll ever be able to handle a press conference this important as she did.
You still have many years ahead of you, so be hopeful. There's a saying by Robert A. Heinlein that everything is theoretically impossible until it is done. Believe in his words and you'll achieve great things. You also have us, a whole team of smart, diligent researchers to rely on.
Thank you for your words of encouragement. Back to Dr. Armstrong.
Now we have entered the inquiry session. If there are any appropriate questions regarding this variant of Lassa virus, I am happy to answer them all.
Is there a possibility for further mutations of the virus?
As of now, I cannot confirm this, as the virus has just been discovered for a few days prior to this conference. However, speaking from my views as researcher in this field, zoonotic viruses are known to be susceptible to genetic mutations.
Do you think you are qualified enough to be researching and reporting this outbreak? Or are you exaggerating the dangers of this virus just to climb up this academic social ladder?
Dr. Armstrong pauses a while before giving an answer.
I am certain that my resilience throughout the years in this field of study did not fail me. Moreover, I don't believe that warning the public about the potential dangers of this virus will raise my academic rankings.
I hear you are dating your co-worker, Doctor. Khan, can you confirm this? And can you reassure us that this will not affect your performance?
My personal matters and work are completely unrelated to each other. Just to reassure you, those rumors are false. However, I am aware that I am unable to convince everyone of these facts, so I will only leave it to your interpretations.
Dr. Armstrong pushes up from her chair angrily and storms away while news reporters continue to press her for more answers. At this moment, the virus has spread beyond the continent of Africa, causing Western nations to become wary of the virus and its possible dangers. Already, 2 documented cases of the Lassa virus were reported in France. It's an election year in the US. Politicians are seizing the opportunity to discredit the scientists to not cause widespread panic and win the election. A charismatic president, Ronald Crunk, speaks to a cheering crowd. His goal is to stay in the White House for a second term as president.
They want you to panic. This is just another ploy by scientists looking for fame and funding. This virus will disappear like the common cold, don't you worry. Keep doing what you're doing. There's no need to listen to them. You know, I'm much smarter than they are. I'm very smart. Yes, I am. And I'll tell you this, if those science people worked for me, they'd be fired.
The audience cheers for the politician. However, misinformation spreads like wildfire on social media as virus deniers and non-science believers make their voices heard to the public. Dr. Armstrong and her team scramble to combat the misinformation online. They create educational material to distribute and social media accounts to fight back against the disinformation, but face challenges.
The lies on the internet are ridiculous. How can we fight this?
I mean, this is ridiculous. New study finds that drinking bleach helps combat the virus. Why on earth would anyone believe a guy named I Like It Slop?
These researchers are nerds. I don't trust them, says Scratch and Sniff.
This virus will drop dead, but you don't want. But you know what won't. My cryptocurrency Crest coins, posted by Keelan Crust. Seriously? This guy is a conman.
They won't listen to us. There's already a lot of distrust toward the scientific community. We have to take our message directly to people.
How will we do that?
Just leave it to me.
A few weeks later, the stage is brightly lit, surrounded by banners and flashing cameras. The presidential candidates are on stage about to begin the debate. Suddenly, the side doors swing open. Dr. Armstrong and Dr. Khan, both holding evidence files, storm onto the stage. The audience gasps, and the security guards move in but stop short as Dr. Armstrong raises a photo of the village, her voice shaking with anger.
This isn't just a statistic. These are real lives at risk.
The photo shows a village and its people in despair. The audience reacts. Some clap in support while others shake their head in disapproval.
This is highly irregular. You can't just.
Irregular? Do you know what's irregular? Ignoring the deaths of these people while you argue about profits.
The tension on stage rises. The presidential candidates grow visibly uncomfortable as the audience erupts into chaotic noise, half in outrage, half in support. Some stand and applaud the doctor's defiance, while others shout angrily. Security moves in again.
Ma'am, sir, you'll have to leave now.
Dr. Armstrong doesn't move, her eyes locking with Ronald Crunk, who looks away.
We won't be silenced. Not anymore.
The audience is now on its feet, divided into factions. The camera feeds flicker as reporters scramble to catch every moment. The image of the village remains on the projector screen, a haunting reminder of the consequences at stake. As the virus spreads rapidly, the WHO has classified the outbreak as a global pandemic. A hospital in the state of Florida is a whirlwind of activity, with patients crowding the waiting area, their faces filled with fear. A young mother rocks her child gently, her eyes darting around anxiously.
It's going to be okay. Just hold on.
We need more supplies. This isn't just a flu. We're out of masks and ventilators.
Where's the backup team? They should have been here by now.
They're all tied up in emergency rooms. It's a nightmare out there.
A TV mounted on the wall broadcasts a news report, showing empty grocery store shelves and desperate crowds.
Infection rates are surging around the globe, and while health officials warned of impending disaster, the public are still skeptical about this.
Cut to a luxurious mansion. We see rich families overseeing the construction of secured bunkers, conscious and aware of the chaos outside.
Make sure the walls are reinforced. We can't take any chances.
Do you think it will come to this? That we'll need to hide?
We are prepared for anything. Let the others panic. We'll be safe.
Back in the hospital, the young mother approaches the front desk, desperation etched on her face.
Please, I need help. My child is getting worse.
I'm so sorry. We're doing our best. I need you to wait just a little longer.
You don't understand. We don't have time.
The nurse returns, overhearing the conversation.
Ma'am, we're doing everything we can. I promise you, your child will be seen.
The tension in the air is noticeable as the camera zooms in on the mother's worried face, capturing the despair and uncertainty of the moment. Dr. Armstrong presents hard evidence to a room full of scientists and health officials. The room buzzes with tension as she clicks through slides showcasing alarming data.
We need immediate containment measures. If we don't act now, this virus will be beyond our control.
Some officials nod in agreement, while others frown, skeptical.
This sounds like you are a panic monger. Are we sure it's that serious? Seasonal flu has always caused outbreaks.
This isn't just another flu. The mutation rate is unprecedented. We have to take preemptive measures.
What kind of measures? Lockdowns? Panic will ensue.
We need to mobilize resources, vaccines, public awareness, containment strategies. Waiting will cost lives.
And what about the economy? We can't just shut everything down.
The room erupts into heated discussions, some arguing for swift action, others for caution.
People are dying. What's the cost of inaction?
We need to consider the bigger picture.
The bigger picture is that we are on the brink of a disaster. We have the power to change the course of this outbreak if we act now.
The room quiets slightly as everyone turns to her, the weight of her words sinking in.
For the sake of public health, for the people who can't advocate for themselves, we must unite and act decisively.
The officials exchange glances, some nodding slowly, while others still look uncertain. The virus has spread out of their control. Societies are on the brink of collapse. The city is shrouded in darkness, illuminated only by the flickering flames of burning cars and buildings. The sounds of chaos echo through the streets, screams, shouts, and the crackle of fire. People are rioting, fighting over dwindling supplies, their faces contorted with desperation.
We tried, but they didn't listen.
Dr. Armstrong's expression is resolute, despite the turmoil surrounding them.
We still have a chance. We'll keep fighting for those who can't.
As they move through the crowd of people, they notice a young girl separated from her mother, crying on the sidewalk.
Look, we can't leave her.
Let's get her to safety.
They rush over, shielding the girl from the chaos around them.
Hey there, sweetie. Where's your mom?
I don't know.
It's going to be okay. We'll help you. Stay close to us.
As they try to comfort the girl, a loud explosion rocks the street, sending debris flying. People scream and scatter in all directions.
We need to move now. This way.
They guide the girl through the chaos, ducking into a nearby alley as burglars clash outside. They find a moment of relative calm. Dr. Khan kneels beside the girl, looking into her eyes.
You're safe here. Can you tell us your name?
Mia.
Mia, we are going to find your mom. But first, we need to get you somewhere safe.
Dr. Khan pulls out a small first aid kit from his bag.
Let's make sure you are okay first.
As he tends to her, Dr. Armstrong peers out from the valley, watching the chaos unfold in the street.
We need to regroup with the others at the clinic. If we can gather enough support, maybe we can turn this around.
I agree, but we can't leave her here. We'll take her with us.
Will you really help me find my mom?
Absolutely. Let's stick together, okay?
They prepare to move, the city still ablaze around them, but their resolve is unbroken.